Hey there, it's MJ. This is beginner's level 1, or you could also put this as an all levels class for you, depending on your level of practice with this posture that we're going to go over. That is Navasana boat pose. And a lot of people, when they get towards Navasana boat pose, all of a sudden they go, you know what, I got to lay down, and they don't want to do it. However, the pose is very beneficial to helping you with your jump throughs. It's very beneficial for gaining the understanding of your hip adductors versus the line of your femur. And a lot of us, because we're so used to doing this, crisscross applesauce, it's actually really bad for you. Don't tell your children that. It makes you move out from the line of your femur. And when we get to a posture that makes us use the abduction of our gracilis of our inner thighs and really fire the femur, the femoris muscle into our quads to help lift us, all of a sudden, because we're so used to crisscrossing the applesauce, it is very hard for our muscles and our mind and our breath and the triggers to understand what we're trying to do. So automatically when that happens, a lot of people, they'll go like this, I got this, I got this. And then all of a sudden the whole entire pose is gone, and you're trying to lift everything up, and once you lift everything up, you start to roll forward. So the key is to make sure that when you take hold of this posture that you are rolling out through your hip socket. And so we go to roll out through our hip socket, and once we do that, what happens next is we start to close off. And the reason why we close off is because we do this all day, and we do this all day, and next thing you know, you're like, I can't breathe. And you don't want to do that. So once this is open, you really want to pull your heart through. And once you pull your heart through, what's going to happen is your rib cage is going to lift away from your abdominals, and all of a sudden, you just lost your root lock. It's lost, it's gone. So you want to lock in your root lock and fire your glutes. So if you can rock like a rock, your root lock, and you're squeezing the adduction of your hip flexors, it's a lot easier to lift this leg up and then bring it down, and then lift this leg up and bring it down. But see how the shoulders, they automatically want to react because the hips and the shoulders have a good relationship with each other, even though half the time they have a bad relationship with each other. So from there, one of the key factors you can do is lift up, which is the reason why we take Lolasana in between postures. Lift up and then make sure your sit bones are on the ground, and then squeeze and create that adduction. So if I was to hold here and lift up, it's a lot easier. And you can even draw the fingertips forward and hold it here. And this way, there's not a panic attack going on. You're not sitting here going, I got boat pose. It's going to happen. I'm using all my abdominal strength. But when you realize that there's actually hardly any strength coming from here, it's all has to do with this area and this area. So once you lift up here and you have it a little bit, one key factor to making it strong so the psoas major can lengthen itself to hold you in this position is to extend the leg and pull it back in. Extend and pull it back in. And if that's too much, you can come down onto the earth, lay down, take the toes into the ground, lift the hip flexors into a bridge position, and then extend the leg up and then bring it down, extend the leg up and bring it down. Or make sure you have a flat back, neutral pelvis. Lift the leg up, extend, tap, and drop it down. Lift the leg up, extend, tap, and bring it back down. I'm going to cross and pull up from the center and rock up. All right, so we're going to take a couple of sets of that, and then maybe you will help your Navasana boat pose. So shoulders down and back. Go ahead and take the legs together as much as you can. It doesn't matter how wide they get, but remember that it's okay to touch yourself in yoga. You can roll out from the inner thighs and then squeeze your hips together and then put everything back together. Once it's back together, remember, don't react. Shoulders down and back, and then gently lift up. Fingertips here or here. And then all you're going to do is extend and tap. Extend and tap. So you don't even have to straighten your legs all the way. You can just smile and act like you're having fun. It's almost like an awkward dinner with your parents or something, and you really are like, okay, Dad, I know this is my new mother, but you know, I really just don't want to sit here right now. But then you start to like her, and then your father starts to get on your nerves. Why am I telling you my life story? So keep moving. Stay with me. All right. Once you start to really curl over and lose the posture completely, go ahead and lay it down. And you should feel a little bit of fire right there in the line of your piriformis. Shoulders down and back. Find it neutral. Come into your bridge. Your bridge does not have to look like mine. And the one thing is, for it to look better is practice. Lift the leg up, extend, and bring it in and down. Lift the leg up, extend, tap, and bring it down. Up. And this also strengthens your glutes, because in Navasana boat pose, it's where the lift is coming from, and you want that tailbone neutral. So you don't have to be fancy with this, you just want extension. So once you have the extension, and right before your face starts doing the posture for you. One more time. It's almost like the horse that's changing colors in the Wizard of Oz. Very happy, right? And down. So your butt should burn a little bit. So this leg is up. All I'm going to do is tap and bring it in. This leg is up. I'm going to tap and bring it in. So that psoas major is lengthening. And a lot of times, even if you do have abdominal strength and you don't like this pose and can't do it, is because the psoas major can get too tight and you're not going to go anywhere regardless. Again. Tap and release. Rock up. Now that everything's on fire, shoulders down and back, and let's see if we can get a little bit more boat action. So fingertips down, hold them there first, bring up the legs. Shoulders up, full extension, lift up, and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the legs, pull the root lock all the way into the lower abdominals, and then exhale to sit the sit bones, the tailbone back down. Inhale to lift up. So your legs don't have to be fully extended, but that's the goal. 2 more. Exhale, cross and lift. Last one, hold it here. Maybe we can grab hold of the feet, right? We can do that. So that's not beginners, huh? So, but eventually it's nice to see what things can happen, right, through practice. So practice is your best teacher, but you always need a guide. Otherwise, everything goes a little bit messy. Lift up. And then don't go crisscross on me. Bring it around. Take the right foot in front, left foot inside. So take that a couple of times. Your butt might hurt. It's okay. You can tell everybody that, you know, you got Navasana boat syndrome. Namaste. So you're probably wondering where in the world I've been. Well, you hear that noise in the background? That noise caused something horrible to happen. Yes, that noise caused me to fracture my ankle. Yes, because I went over there to create peace and omniscience to them, but they didn't listen. So I was out of commission for a few weeks with a broken lateral malleus. So it's still a little bit swollen, not so bad, but the cool thing is that, you know, I'm not going to give up the practice regardless of construction workers that want to break my ankle, because it keeps me sane. And you need to be sane too, right? Otherwise we just go crazy without yoga. So we must find union, yoking within the self, even if you only got 1 foot. Namaste.